crowd of groaners. Yep, it's that time of the week again. It's time to enter the Groan Zone. For another week, everything returns. But before the show goes on, I would like to thank you, every single one of you, for listening now, in the past, or listening in the future when this comes out, for pushing the podcast past 200 downloads. I just checked in the download scales, this show has hit 206 downloads. My mind is officially blown. I cannot thank all of you enough for this. I'm just really, really thankful. The show started out from nothing and now got quite a good following, I believe. And inputs never stop coming in. I'm just really, really grateful to all of you. But now, before I get emotional, let's crack on with the show, or you're going to hear me blow my nose, and no one wants to hear that. Let's kick it off with my groans. Groan 1. When your word processing program cannot recover your work for some reason, you can't find it on your PC after it's crashed, that means you've got to start and do the work all over again. So there's no recovery thing that comes up. Your work is in effect gone. And you can't remember what you've wrote, so you need to restart again. One of the worst experiences of my life. Groan 2. When you forget a password and for some reason the program, Ubisoft, I'm looking at you, doesn't remember it and won't let you even after you have reset the password. It also stops you using the backdoor you know via one of their games, meaning you can't access anything, which is just great. Groan 3. When you are playing a game and you come upon a bunch of hackers. For non-gamers that means cheaters. This also means you don't stand a ghost in hell's chance of surviving unless you either leave the game or cheat too. The downside of this is you risk getting kicked or banned for your trouble. I don't understand why people cheat. If you don't want a challenge, fair enough. Go on easy mode or something in single player or whatever. But to cheat on multiplayer, really? Come on. Why? But anyway, those are my 3 groans off my chest. They've been put in the groan box. Let's crack on with yes or BS. Everybody ready who's listening live? Yep. Okay. Round 1. A bunch of random round. Option A. The universe has no central point. Option B. There is a world record for fish snorting. Option C. The world's largest teeth belong to the Madagascar mottled hare, which is about 4 times the size of a regular hare. Just give it a second like we always do. Let the audience key in their answers. Okay. That's one thrown in there. Any more? A couple of groaning in there. Okay. We'll come back to those answers for round 1 later on the show. Round 2. The rhymes and rappers round. Option A. Nothing rhymes with orange. Option B. The fastest rapper in the world was Scatman John, famous for the song The Scatman. Or option C. Busta Rhymes' real name is Bart Reinhold. There we go. Let the answers take over. Okay. Oh, one thrown in for C there. One in for A. And none for B, surprisingly. Okay. Round 3. Is Carnal West real? Someone's written in. I don't know who Carnal West is. I know who Kanye West is. But Carnal West. Never heard of him. Is that his cousin? Anyway. Round 3. It's a crime round. Option A. Bonnie, of Bonnie and Clyde fame, has the surname of Barrow. Option B. There was a criminal in Houston, Texas, who was only caught because he kept taking poos in people's back gardens. Or option C. According to reports, there are 30.47 million criminals incarcerated worldwide. Instead of putting option B, one of my beloved audience members who's listening live has put the crap man. You could have just said option B, but I'll accept your answer of the crap man. Sounds like a superhero we do not need nor want. Okay, on that note, a couple more answers that came in. We'll come at the answers later. Honestly, the crap man. Might be the show sponsor or the show mascot. Anyway, let's move on to the audience groan. This one is a verbal groan from Steph T of Cramlington in Newcastle. And she groans, "We are out of the pandemic now, even though COVID lingers and grows in some places. How in the hell, in 2023, do we still have some inaccessible play areas, such as Annex Gardens, New World's biggest play park? Sort your policies out." Well, Steph, thanks for the groan there. Good point. A lot has changed over COVID, but areas for kids to go to should be accessible, I believe. Just clean up afterwards, of course. Over COVID, a lot of kids lost their freedoms. Come on, play area people, get your act together. Let the kids have their fun before they get out of that stage and they're not kids no more. Come on, it's the least we can do for the younger generation. Okay, dear groaners, you've had your turn. That being said, if you'd like to contact the Groan Zone, you can do so in a number of ways. You can do so via Facebook at the Groan Zone Podcast on Facebook groups. You can wing me a direct Facebook message directly to Mr. E. Groaner using Facebook Messenger. You can drop an email to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. Or you can hit up Discord, which is the Groan Zone. Feedback, stories, jokes, Zero of the Week nominations, and of course, your groans, as always, are always welcome. I will take it all. But now, Zero of the Week. You all know who I'm probably going to groan about. Maybe, maybe not. Some would say he's a complete tool. Others would say he's a legend. Others would be indifferent. This week's Zero of the Week I'm late to the party with is, of course, Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy, you're a media figure and newspaper columnist, so you think you'd mind your P's and Q's. No. Not you. You think you're immortal and untouchable. You jump in with all guns blazing against Meghan Markle. Granted, I'm not a biggest fan either, but I would never say anything on par with what he did. And he kicked off with such hatred that it alarmed people, and I'm not surprised. If you don't like the woman, fine. I'm sure there are many people that don't, but they don't yell and scream it from the rooftops like you did, Jeremy. Jeremy, for that abhorrent column you wrote without thinking, and his editor and blaming as well, you both are the Zero of the Week this week. Congratulations. Now, before we move on with the show and say bye-bye, we'll give off the yes or BS answers. Round 1, the bunch of random round. If you picked option A, the universe has no central point, correct. This is true because the universe is always expanding. This makes it impossible to reach the edge or judge the central point. Option B. In short, yes. There is a world record for snorting fish. I don't know who found that talent or why they'd want to find that talent, but yes. Snorting fish. What world do we live in? And option C. If you pick this one, it's absolutely false. To my knowledge, there is no such thing as the Madagascar mottled hare because I just made up the animal. The honour of world's largest teeth belong to the Sloane's viperfish. Round 2. Rhymes and rappers round. If you picked option A, nothing rhymes with orange, correct. This is true. The closest rhyming word is sporange, which is definition of a near perfect rhyme, but not a perfect rhyme. Option B, you picked this one, you're wrong. The fastest rapper in the world wasn't Scatman John, it is in actually fact the rapper called Twister, with a syllable speed of 10.87 syllables per second. By God. Option C, if you picked this one of Busta Rhymes' real name being Bart Reinhold, you'd be completely wrong. His real name, and I didn't believe this either, is Trevor Tahim Smith Jr. Buster, if I've mispronounced that, I'm so sorry. Round 3. it's a crime round. If you picked option A, if you think Bonnie's name was Barrow, you'd be absolutely wrong. Flip them. Clyde has the surname of Barrow. Bonnie's name, according to my research, is Parker. Option B, yes, the crap man is absolutely true. He was only found when he was caught on camera defecating in people's gardens. I mean, if you're gonna be trying to not be caught, try not to have a crap until you get home, perhaps? Maybe? If you picked option C, this is absolutely false. According to the United Nations estimates of national population levels, the world's prison population rate is 144 in 100,000. This means there are more than 10.35 million criminals in prison worldwide. Now, after that kind of crazy game there, hopefully you got some points. If you didn't, if you got wiped, if you got a false one, your points get wiped. At the second round or the third round, sorry, no comeback from that. If you did get wiped, better luck next time. If you got some points, congratulations. Before I go though, just a side note. I'm just going to slide into this to say, as well as Podbean and Spotify, you can now find the Groan Zone on boomplaymusic.com. Just found that one out as well. Of course, you can find it on Samsung Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Podchaser, and of course Podbean and Spotify. However, Apple Podcasts have been a bit, pathetic with me. So I might get on them in future, I don't know yet. And that might be a future project. Anyway guys, that's it for another show. Episode 14 is wrapped up and in the bag there. I'll see you for the next show next week. Stay growing everyone. Take care. Bye.